Hello everyone, this is Andreas and I'm Oliver and we're from YUKKA Lab. We're a Berlin and Zurich-based startup with core competencies in artificial intelligence, natural language processing and financial modeling. Over the course of the last years, we have developed a unique augmented language intelligence technology that automatically reads and interprets professional financial news in English and German. By measuring the financial media landscape, we can detect the sentiment for every company and determine the impact of the news on the stock market development. Every day we analyze more than 200,000 articles from more than 20,000 global sources. So our solution comprises out of two main products. On one hand, we have the News Lab, which gives you an aggregated and evaluated overview of the main topics that drive the markets and the sentiment indicators for the companies. On the other hand, we offer the Trend Lab, which gives you an early warning system that alerts you when the sentiment trend is reaching a turning point and it's time for you to exit or enter the market. So let's jump directly into the cockpit and let's imagine that I'm a portfolio manager or a client relationship manager who's struggling to keep up with all the news around the companies in the client's portfolio or on my watch list. So this overview helps me to get a quick, structured update of what's going on in the news. The color is the sentiment. Down below, I have the topics that are in the media, and on the left-hand side, I have the articles. I have this for the countries with the respective indices, for the industries with the underlying sectors, and I have the possibility to create customized portfolios for every client and for my watch lists. I can share this view with them so they get the relevant news. They know what's going on, what topics are in the media around their investments, and they have the relevant sentiment shifts and get alerted if something happens. So now I have the opportunity to drill down on a specific index, for example, the Euro Stoxx 50, and see the underlying constituents. I immediately see where something happened. The green ones got really positive sentiment. The orange and red ones got very negative sentiment. I can further click on a specific entity like Volkswagen, see the sentiment over time and how it behaved. Down below, I see adapted what were the topics in the media that Finovate was mentioned with. And on the left-hand side, I have the filtered articles. I can now use the articles with the full text to read up on the background what's going on around the topics and Volkswagen, or I can use this data graph to visually assess the news. So this data graph is a visual representation of the different entities that were subject in these articles where Finovate was mentioned. I see different persons, different companies, and down below I see the different topics. So if a new topic comes up, like right now the steel tariffs, I can click on that topic, see the relevant nods, I see which other companies were mentioned along with Volkswagen and steel tariffs, and can quickly assess this topic with this data graph and use this as a starting point for my investment research. So oftentimes the news sentiment turns before the markets do. That's why in addition to the News Lab, we also offer the Trend Lab to our users. The Trend Lab functions as an early warning system for 19 different economic sectors according to the ICB standard, which you can see on the left-hand side. The arrow in green and red indicates the sentiment for the sector. The gray curve with the specific entry and exit signals on the curve outline the index, and down below you see the medium and the long-term moving averages of the market sentiment. When these two lines intersect, an exit or entry signal is triggered, and that's the signal that the sentiment trend has reached a turning point and it's time for the user to act in order to smoothen the drawdowns and increase the performance. In addition to the sector signals, we also offer a sentiment overlay so you can benchmark it with an index of choice. For example, here we're looking at the Stoxx Europe. The green line represents the sentiment index, the gray line below is the benchmark. As you can see in this chart, our history of the model dates back to 2005. from 2015 onward, that's the out-of-sample performance. Down below, you can see the suggested investment ratio, and the gap between the two lines proves the validity of our concept because it represents the outperformance against the benchmark of our sentiment model. This proves that you can use this sentiment model as a hedging strategy, and as additional proof of concept, we integrated these hedging signals into different robo-advisor, as well as in the first European equity fund that was launched in February 2017, and is now live over a year and shows a good performance. So, as you could see in this presentation, YUKKA Lab offers a solution that allows the user to quickly assess the news, assess the sentiment for companies, industries, sectors. You can quickly assess a new topic and see who's also afflicted by it. And you have an early warning system with the Trend Lab that alerts you when the sentiment trend is reaching a turning point and it's time for you to act in order to smoothen your drawdowns and improve your performance. Unlike other tools, we offer fact-based actionable insights that are as easy and clear to understand as enter or exit. So thank you very much for your attention. We would love if you come by at our booth to talk about possible cooperations or investment opportunities. To encourage you to vote for us as best of show, we raffle off an original Swiss Army knife and pass out delicious Swiss chocolate. So come by, we would love to talk to you. Thank you.